Princess Diana died on August 31st, 1997. She was 36 years old. She left behind two sons, 15 and 12. She left behind a world that was still in shock, and she left behind an estate worth exactly £21,711,485. That is the number recorded by the High Court of Justice in England. Not a round figure, not an approximation, that exact amount to the pound. Today we are going to follow every single one of those pounds, where they went, who got them, what the taxman took, what the executors changed in secret, and what Diana herself asked for in a private letter that nobody was legally required to obey. Because the story of what happened to Diana's money is not just a story about wealth. It is a story about a mother trying to protect her sons from beyond the grave, about a system that rewrote her wishes without telling anyone, and about two brothers who did not find out the full truth until years after they had already received what was left. Welcome to Royal News Spot, and today we are breaking down Princess Diana's estate, every pound, every decision, and every twist in the most complete account you will find anywhere. Let us start at the beginning. Diana wrote her last will and testament on June the 3rd, 1993. She was 31 years old. She was still Princess of Wales. Her marriage to Charles was failing, but had not yet formally ended. She updated it with a codicil in 1996 after her divorce was finalised. She named two executors: her mother, Frances Ruth Shand Caid, and her sister, Lady Sarah McCorquodale. These were the two women who would be responsible for making sure her wishes were carried out. The estate she left behind had three main components. First, her cash and stock investments. Second, her personal property, jewellery, clothing, furniture, mementos. Third, the £16 million divorce settlement she had received from Prince Charles following the end of their marriage. That divorce settlement is the detail that almost nobody knows. Under UK law at the time, Charles had the legal right to reclaim that £16 million because Diana died within 1 year of the settlement being finalised. He chose not to exercise that right. It was an act of financial generosity that went almost entirely unreported. If he had reclaimed it, William and Harry would have inherited only the £5 million Diana had from her father's estate, and the inheritance tax would have been calculated on that smaller figure alone. He did not reclaim it. The full £21 million remained. Now the taxman. Inheritance tax in the United Kingdom is charged at 40% on estates above the threshold. Diana's estate was large enough that the bill was significant. According to the Press Association, more than £8 million was paid in inheritance tax. That left a net estate of £12,966,022 again to the pound, as recorded in probate documents. So from 21 million after tax, the estate that could actually be distributed was just under 13 million. Now let us look at who Diana named in her will and what she intended for each of them. The first beneficiary was a discretionary fund. Diana set aside £100,000 to establish this fund. It was designed to benefit William, Harry, their future spouses, and their future children. It also included the right to accumulate income and capital over time. Most significantly, Diana directed all of her clothing, every dress, suit and gown she owned, into this fund. That included 28 designer dresses, evening gowns and 2 diamond tiaras. It included her wedding dress, designed by David and Elizabeth Emanuel, with its famous 25-foot train. The longest wedding train in British royal history, placed into a discretionary fund for her boys and their futures. The second group of beneficiaries was her 17 godchildren. Diana's letter of wishes, a separate document she wrote the day after signing her will, requested that 25% of her personal possessions, her chattels as UK law calls them, be divided among these 17 individuals. That would have amounted to a significant sum. Many of the godchildren were minors at the time of her death. The third group was her staff. Her butler, Paul Burrell, one of her most loyal employees, received £50,000, which in today's money is approximately $80,000. Other members of her household staff received smaller bequests. Diana did not forget the people who served her, and everything else the residuary estate was to go to William and Harry in equal shares. Here is what Diana specifically wanted for her sons. She wanted them to receive their full inheritance when they turned 25. Not 30, 25. She thought that was old enough for them to handle the responsibility. She also wrote in her letter of wishes that 75% of her jewellery and personal property should be evenly divided between William and Harry. And she added something that has become one of the most touching details of her estate story. She said she hoped her sons' future wives would one day wear her jewellery. She was right. William proposed to Kate with Diana's sapphire and diamond engagement ring. Kate has also been seen wearing Diana's pearl drop earrings, her Collingwood sapphire earrings, and her Cambridge Lovers Knot tiara. Meghan wore Diana's aquamarine cocktail ring to her evening wedding reception and has been seen wearing Diana's diamond Cartier bracelet and butterfly earrings. Diana never met either woman, but she dressed them both. Now here is where the story takes a turn that most people do not know about. Diana's letter of wishes was not part of her legal will. It was a separate document, a statement of intent, not a binding legal instruction. And the executors of her estate, her mother and her sister, used that distinction to change almost everything Diana had asked for regarding the godchildren. Without notifying the parents of the godchildren, who were mostly minors, the executors applied to the probate court for what is known in UK law as a variance of the will. They asked the court to allow them to change the terms. The court agreed. Under the variance, Diana's 17 godchildren did not receive 25% of her personal possessions. They received one item each. One single item from Diana's personal collection. Each godchild was allowed to choose something to remember her by. A memento, a keepsake, not a share of her estate. Some described what they received as a tacky memento compared to what Diana had intended. The godchildren's parents were not informed this had happened. The story did not break publicly until years later. Through an unrelated court case involving Paul Burrell, Diana's butler. The variance also changed when William and Harry could access their money. Diana had said 25. The executors changed it to 30. To be precise, the boys could receive the interest generated by their trust fund from the age of 25, but they could not touch the principal, the actual capital, until they turned 30. William turned 30 in 2012, Harry turned 30 in 2014. By that time, something significant had happened to the money. Remember that the net estate after taxes was approximately £13 million. Divided equally between the two brothers, that was roughly £6.5 million each. But the money had been held in trust and invested by royal advisors since 1997. By the time both brothers reached 30, according to Hello magazine, the combined value had grown to approximately £20 million, roughly 10 million each. Harry confirmed in his Oprah interview in 2021 that his inheritance from Diana was what allowed him and Meghan to leave royal life and move to California. He said, "I've got all my mum left me, and without that, we would not have been able to do this." There is one more piece of Diana's estate that took decades to resolve: her clothing collection. After her death, the Emmanuel wedding dress and the rest of her personal wardrobe were placed under the control of Earl Spencer, her brother Charles. For years, the dresses toured the United States and other countries on loan to museums and exhibitions. The Princess Diana Collection website reported that the collection raised over $2 million for charities as of 2011. Earl Spencer maintained that all proceeds went to the Diana Memorial Fund. British media reported that industry insiders placed the actual revenue from 17 years of touring at more than £25 million conservatively. When both William and Harry turned 30 and received their full inheritance, the dresses were formally transferred to them, along with the 2 diamond tiaras and the rest of the clothing that had been in the discretionary fund. The sapphire engagement ring has its own story. Immediately after Diana's death, Paul Burrell revealed that William and Harry were each allowed to choose one keepsake from their mother's jewellery. William chose Diana's Cartier watch, the one given to her by her father. Harry chose the sapphire engagement ring. Harry kept the ring for over a decade. When William decided to propose to Kate Middleton, Harry gave it to him. Harry later said he felt it was right that the ring should go to the future Queen of England and that it should stay with William. When Harry then proposed to Meghan, he designed a ring that incorporated 2 diamonds from Diana's personal collection. So where did all £21,711,485 go? More than £8 million to inheritance tax, gone before a single beneficiary received anything. £100,000 plus all clothing and 2 tiaras into the discretionary fund for the boys and their families. £50,000 to Paul Burrell. Smaller amounts to other household staff. 1 item each to 17 godchildren instead of the 25% Diana asked for. And approximately £6.5 million each to William and Harry, held in trust, invested for up to 15 years, and eventually worth around £10 million each by the time they could access it. The engagement ring Diana wore on the day she married Charles, the dress she wore as she walked down the aisle, the jewellery she loved. Her sons are wearing it, their wives are wearing it, and somewhere in it, the woman who wrote a private letter asking that her future daughters-in-law would one day wear her things got exactly what she wished for. She did not leave a perfect estate plan. She did not know her letter of wishes was not legally binding. She did not know the executors would change her instructions. She did not know her sons would wait 15 years longer than she intended to receive their money. But the ring is on Kate's finger, and the aquamarine is on Meghan's, and that part, at least, went exactly the way Diana hoped. So here is my question for you. Did you know about the secret variance that changed Diana's will? And do you think the godchildren deserved more than one memento each? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to Royal News Spot, because the truth about the royal family is a story worth telling. This is Royal News Spot, the crown uncovered. See you in the next one.